Hey guys, so we're up again for another Stocks by Request featuring the top stocks that you guys requested over social media. So I'm excited. Let's start. Check this video out. Hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo, and if you're new to this page, subscribe, smash that bell so you get updated every time I create new content about the stock market, because at the end of the day, the whole goal, the whole narrative of why I create daily videos on how you can trade the markets so that you can reach your goals of financial freedom. Because I really believe that the stock market is one of the greatest investments out there, that you can use technical analysis and you can use trading and investing to help you reach your goals of financial freedom, that it can be done, that you can be financially free, and the stock market is one of the best ways for you to make those things happen. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about Jollibee, which has been battered still. No, it really hasn't moved up massively after the Smash Burger disclosure, and we're going to talk about what the charts are saying about it. Above and beyond that, I want to talk about RRHI, I want to talk about JG Summit, I want to talk about MPI, I want to talk about Semirara, I want to talk about DMC, and I want to talk about ICT as well. So with the entire goal, a narrative that you get to analyze the stocks with me, and I hope you guys like the format. No, if you find something interesting and you find something good based on what we're talking about, I want you to comment buy if you like it. If you don't like it, comment sell or stay away as well, so it becomes more fun and interactive while we're doing this video. You have to remember, it's not just about me speaking, but it's about you on the comment section also interacting, because that's what makes this nice. So the reason why I create the videos as well is that I get to interact with you, I get to hear your thoughts as well every time I create videos. Hey guys, so we're up again for another Stocks by Request session. What's amazing about this is I get to do as much as I can because of this new format. If you guys are liking this new format, comment below, say I like, because it allows me to make videos easily and quickly. And I've noticed na madami nag-comment, okay na yan Marvin, we don't want to see your face. So it's amazing that I get to do this at a much faster and quicker, I guess a much faster and quicker way for me to be able to analyze stocks with you guys. So for this video, let's analyze JFC first. Let's start with that. It had larger amounts of volume for the day, no? And I want to stretch out this chart as well. If you look at it over a stretch period, couple of things, and I created videos about this also, that number one of the triggers that caused it to go lower was a breakdown from the 305 support level. And as you can see, as of that point in time also, a lot of the moving averages were starting to become bearish as well. If I'll draw a trend line here, for those who like to follow trends, for those who are trend followers, this is the main trend line, referencing Jollibee as well. So the main trend line is still pretty much in a downtrend with lower highs protruding and pushing the stock lower. You have to remember, until this trend line is broken, you can't really expect a reversal yet. And even if you look at and see the 200-day moving average, which is a very, 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 very strong resistance level, we still haven't seen it break out from that level. So as of this point in time, we can't really expect the stock to push and go higher, even though over the long term, I really believe Jollibee is an amazing company. However, from the charts, from the technicals, if you're a trader, you have to respect the charts. Now, from a short-term perspective, here's what you need to look at. The stock, I mentioned this in a couple of videos, that there's a range between 240 to around 218, 220 level, and that's where we are as of this point in time. The stock tried to push towards the 240 level, but following that progression, it did not break it. It tried to do that on August 16 to August 19. It tried to hit that level, but it, again, drew as form of a resistance. It did not break that level, then started to go down, tried to go near their support at 216, 215, then it bounced again. It hit that level August 30, then after that, we've seen almost 2 straight weeks of it going down. Now, should this downward progression continue, no, possible narrative is it will try to go back to where the support level is, around the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 level. If this will hold and it bounces, possible narrative is it will try to attack the support, the resistance at the 230 level, which is where the 20-day moving average is. If it moves past that, then it will just progress to the level where the resistance at 240 pesos is. However, should that fail to hold, because even if you look at the narrative here, the entire portion of the MACD here still pretty much bearish, no, which denotes that there's still downward momentum, a downward bias. Should the 217 level fail to hold, a larger and broader narrative for the support will be here, around the 194, 195 level. If you want to put a larger support level, it's at the 178 level. Please note this, that since March or around January 2017, Jollibee has not dropped lower than 178 since March 2017. So those are our larger support levels. One thing you need to watch out for as of this point in time, we're not yet there pa naman, but watch out for the 217, 218, 220 level. If the stock bounces off those levels, we could just see it consolidate from 218 to 240 pesos over the short term. But if those ranges would not hold, you may expect the stock to somehow push at a lower direction. Next, let's talk about RRHI. By the way, whenever we do this, the goal and the narrative of these sessions is these are not stock picks. These are stocks by request sessions, meaning I hope that as I talk about this, you have your charts open, that you analyze it as well, that you do not take what I say as something that's a word of truth, but you use it as a reference point that the best way for you to make money off of the markets is you buy based on your own conviction. The greatest way for you to make money off of the market is based on what you've understood, based on the technicals, especially if you've attended our Stock Smart sessions. You know your parameters, either candlesticks, moving averages, MACD, or whatever lesson that you are using, or whatever parameter you are using, to allow you to be able to trade and analyze the markets as well. Now, a couple of things. For RRHI, I want to analyze it this way. It tried to make an upward push, as you can see here. So that upward push, though, there was rejected. Who rejected it? If you notice it here, you have a resistance level here, which became a support, and at the same time is now being a resistance also. So the upward push for RRHI was rejected by the resistance, which started way back pa, tagal na yan. This was a level that started since 2016 as well. So why am I saying this? That 2016 level resistance is what rejected the stock from going up. But because of that, also, we're now seeing RRHI start to move sideways. I'll try to clean this first so it's easier for us to analyze it this way. So by the way, my style is basically this. I don't try to clutter my screen because if it's cluttered, it's harder to analyze it. So it's the simpler, the better. Please remember, you don't need a lot of parameters to help you trade the markets with confidence. You just need to pick what works for you. If you're just using support and resistance, which I love the most, if you can use it based on support and resistance, then hey, that's a good way already for you. You don't need a lot of complicated parameters to help you make money. Please remember this, in the stock market, it's not about who's the smartest. The stock market is all about who has buy signals, and those buy signals, how much conviction do you have in it, and how much conviction that you have in it that will cause you to actually execute. So the trading range now for RRHI is 75. The resistance now is at around 81.6 pesos per share. So possible narrative is for RRHI hit 75, that's a buy signal. Target price is around the 81 level. However, if 75 does not hold, possible drop zones for it is at 72.6 to as low as 67 pesos, 67.75 pesos per share. So that's a possible narrative for RRHI. As what I've mentioned, the uptrend from May to August, the short-term uptrend is broken. We're now seeing the stock start to consolidate for the short term. So the next stock I'd like to talk about is another subsidiary, or at least connected to the Gokong Wei family. Let's talk about JG Summit. So for JG Summit, I was actually supposed to give this as my stock pick when I was in Bloomberg, but we spent a lot of time talking about the IPO, so we weren't able to really talk about it. JG Summit basically is in an uptrend. As you can see here, you have higher highs and higher lows, and as you can see here also, the resistance at 71 was broken. The resistance at 71 was broken, and if a resistance is broken, it now becomes a new support. But the thing about breakouts is this: when a stock breaks out from a resistance, you could possibly see it push higher, faster, stronger. And as let me zoom in, you will see this. Boom! After the breakout, it tried to go down a bit, but it stayed the course starting September 5. Went down, but the support held its ground September 6. Then for the past 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, up until today, this week, the stock is pretty much still moving up. And if you zoom out, you will see that who's supporting this move. All of the moving averages are bullish. Who's supporting this move? You also have a cross up here. This is a very, very, very strong bullish signal. Then, if you notice it, MACD also is denoting a bullish sentiment for the stock as well. So from a trend perspective, JG Summit is in an uptrend. From a range perspective, JG Summit broke out from the 71 peso level. From a range perspective, if JG Summit continues and stays above 71, target price for the short term for JG Summit is at 80 pesos per share. For those who are making money off of JG Summit, congratulations. Because at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. That's the reality of why I create videos like this, so that you guys profit. So the middleman, the common Filipino, the middle class workman, entrepreneur gets to have a chance, gets to have a shot to make money, because it can be done. The stock market is one of the greatest ways for you to create wealth. And I'll say that over and 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 over again, that you can make money from the stock market. It's one of the best ways for you to make it grow. Next, let's talk about MPI. MPI, by the way, for those who've been following all of my videos, MPI has been up primarily because of one thing: the news of it IPOing its hospital unit. It's going to be a very, very large IPO, which more than 70 plus billion pesos of it is going to the parent company and not going to the hospital unit itself. If you've read the IPO disclosure, it's just gonna have around 5 billion going to the hospital unit. Everything else is gonna go to MPI. So the MPI is gonna raise money off of this. But because of that, by the way, no, don't get me wrong. Prior to the disclosure, MPI is still an amazing company. Its earnings have been increasing. MPI is a defensive company. MPI is something that really hasn't, in terms of market action. It really doesn't have much share, no, in terms of volatility, but it's a good company that you can expect to be profitable 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line as well. Now, talking about support and resistance, what's good about the breakout is this: after the breakout, it's now starting to form a support at 5.1. If you notice it, if a resistance is broken, I've been harping about this ever since. If a resistance is broken, it becomes a new support. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For 7 straight days now, the support at 5.1 is still holding its ground. So as long as the support at 5.1 holds its ground, you can expect MPI to still have a move upward. As you can see, MACD and moving averages are still all bullish. Now, why am I saying this? If it stays above 5.1, possible target, possible move for MPI is that you can set your target price here to around 5.4 pesos per share. So it's a very, very short swing, but if it stays above 5.1, nevertheless, it's an upside as well. If it stays above 5.1, it will validate that there's still upward room, that this could possibly trend and may have a shot of becoming an uptrend later on, especially as all of the parameters now, short, mid, and long-term moving averages, are already bullish. Next, let's talk about Semirara. I don't feature a lot of mining companies here. For those who've watched the video yesterday, we had Nickel Asia. Today, we're gonna have Semirara naman. Semirara is a mining company that focuses on coal. I had a chance to go here, no? What's interesting about this is I had a chance to go to Semirara a few years back, and it's an amazing company run by amazing people. It's one of the most profitable mining companies here, run perfectly. But you have to remember, since it's a mining company, it's not. It also will get hit by any of the volatilities that's happening on the world stage as well. So what I like to do is I like to stretch out charts, because as I stretch out charts, it allows me to see the greater and broader picture. So the downtrend, I'm happy to say, for those who are fans of Semirara, the downtrend that started September 2017 to some point this year, March 2019, is now over. That being said, for those who attended our Stock Smarts sessions, and I'm shout out, by the way, to those attending this weekend for Stock Smarts Manila, and to those who are attending this October in Qatar and Cebu. As you all know, as I discussed in our sessions, when a trend is finished, when a trend is broken, a new trend is forming. Now, looking at this trend, it's now sideways, meaning the massive support is at 18.75, and the resistance is around 25 pesos per share. For those who are trading shorter durations, you can draw another support level at the 21.4 level as well. Now, for those who attended our sessions, I want you to focus on the kumpul-kumpul of our moving averages as well. All short, mid, and long-term moving averages are now bullish. MACD is also bullish. So this is something that doesn't have the momentum yet, because the general trend is still sideways. But moving averages and price and momentum indicators are already showing that it's starting to have its own movement. I really believe this, that watch out for the 25 level. If the 25 resistance level gets broken, you might see a larger upside also for the stock. And if 25 gets broken, it stays above 25. Next possible shot or target price will be at the 30 peso level, and it will reinforce that, hey, the stock is actually bullish once again. So far, based on what we're talking about, what do you like more? JFC, RRHI, JG Summit, MPI, Semirara. Again, these are mostly for trading. Every time I do technical analysis, it's basically for trading, not for investing. If you want some videos that you want me to feature on investing, comment them below, and I'll try to make videos on it as well. How are you guys? For those who joined us with this new format, how are you guys liking this new format? It's long form. It looks like a podcast, but may charts naman na included. Thank you for everyone who stays up until the end to at least receive the latest dose of information when it comes to all of this. So let me know, what do you guys want? JFC, RRHI, JG Summit, FPI, Semirara so far. And comment below if you want to buy them over the next few days or you want to sell or avoid them as well. Next, let's look at the parent company of Semirara. Let's talk about DMCI. DMCI, boom, is pretty much bearish. Short, mid, term, moving averages are all bearish as well. If I will put a support here and another support here, you notice that after it broke down from 11.25, the stock started to spiral down. So later on, this will play a big role in terms of where it will be in the future. Why? It needs to stay above 11.20. It needs to break out of 11.25 to have any significant move later on, because that's a very strong support level, and which turned into a very strong resistance level for DMCI as of this point in time. Now, another key thing to watch out for is the 10.7 level. After the breakout from the 10.7 level, look at this. DMCI tried to push up, push down, push up, push down, and the 10.7 level is proving itself to be a large resistance. After hitting that last July, DMC started to go down. Now it's hitting 8.7, 8.75, 8.8 level, which is now the new support level. From a short-term perspective, you will notice this. DMCI is consolidating. DMCI is range-bound. DMCI also from a shorter level is hitting 8.8, 9.5 levels. This is a 8.1% trade. No, buy at 8.8, sell at 9.5. Buy at 8.8, sell at 9.5, 8.8, 9.5. This is basically an 8.2% trade. So for those with shorter perspectives, you can trade it this way. For those with shorter perspectives and trading the volatility, please remember 8.8 is the support. Please remember that the short-term resistance is at 9.5. Then you have a longer one at 10.7. But from a trend perspective, though, it's still massively into a downtrend. That's why, here's what's interesting. For those who attended our sessions, you know the difference between position trading and quick trading. You know the difference on how you can analyze stocks from that perspective as well. Lastly, let's look at ICT. ICT is also moving sideways. The only difference, though, is this. If DMCI is moving sideways because the stock has massively moved down, ICT naman is doing the opposite. It had a large run-up which started late last year, here from October, all the way up to around April, May. This was let me compute the gains. No, this is around 75% trade from October all the way to July. So around roughly 8 to 9 month trade with 75.8 with a 75.8% gain. However, after developing a resistance at the 148 level, the stock started to go down again, and it's now building a support at 120 and a resistance at 148. So possible tradable range for those who would want to maximize that level. Buy as close as you can to 120. Every time it bounces off 120, buy there. Set your target price at the 147.5 level as well. MACD says it hasn't crossed above zero yet, so which denotes still that it's confirming that it's still at the sideways level. I really believe that for it to go out of the sideways progression, it must break out from the 147 level. If it breaks out from the 147 level, we may see it form a new base and we may see it go higher as well. So that's the end of our video. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys like the new format of me creating stocks by request in this format that you just see the charts while I analyze it. So I get to do more videos, so it's easy to edit, so it's faster as well. I'm also excited for Stock Smarts Manila happening this weekend. So for those who have signed up, I'm excited to meet you all. I'll also have events in Qatar, in Cebu, in Singapore over the next few weeks. So the links are down below on the sessions that we will have over the next few weeks. And for those who want to grab a copy of my book, for those who love reading, the link is down below on how you can order it via Shopee as well. So I guess that's it for now. Here's our commitment and our dedication to give you daily videos on how you can trade the markets with confidence, because it's possible that you can win, that you can use the stock market, that is one of the greatest investments out there. So this is Marvin Germo, still in the gig. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.